Welcome back to Couch Collectibles. Today we are looking at some rare buffalo nickels that are worth money. Well, sometimes called Indian head nickels. Some people call them buffalo nickels, Indian head nickels. Either one, we're gonna look at what these coins have actually sold for and some other coin prices. But don't forget to go check out couchcollectibles.com. Link is always in the description of every single video. Let's just hop right into it. Now, first off, like I say, at couchcollectibles.com, we always talk about coin microscopes. Well, you want to look for a double die obverse here on the 1916 Buffalo nickel. So the strong doubling is seen on the date, the feathers, and the braid and face of the Indian. So here are some pictures of that. You can really see it there on the feathers there at the bottom, and then we can see it there on the face, the doubling, and also on the braids. So always be on the lookout for that. Here's a very noticeable type of doubling. The date itself, you can see the whole 1916 date underneath the date on top. So that is a really cool type of error there. Now here is an image of the 1916. If you zoom in, you can see that 6 underneath there on that double die date there. So always be on the lookout for those. Now let's look at what these coins have actually sold for. So there's some different prices for these double dies. We'll start off first with this coin. Now this coin is only graded at a good 4. So it's got an extremely low grade, which means typically low graded coins are not going to sell for that much money unless they're very specific type of coins. Now this coin here sold for over $4,000 because it has that double die obverse. So that's what makes it extremely rare. Now here is another double die obverse, but this coin sold for over $39,000 and it's graded at about uncirculated 55. So you can see as we go, the higher the grade, the better the condition, the more these coins are going to sell for. Now this coin, like I said, $39,000, and you can see that it's got that double die obverse. Now if you're looking at an even more expensive coin, this is the same exact coin, 1916 double die obverse, that sold for over $195,000. And isn't this thing a freaking beauty? Now this would be an incredible investment for, I guess, someone, you know, that has this type of cash, because these things are probably only going to go up in value in my opinion. 1916 double die, that is amazing. Because there's probably not many. This might be the only one out there at the Mint State 64 grade. I'm not positive, don't quote me on it, but I'm sure that there's not many. If this is selling for that much, there's not many of these coins out there at this grade. $195,000, man, you could buy a lot of stuff with that. Alright, for the 1916, now this coin has been struck on a defective planchet, so it is a mint error. You see the hole here on the reverse, that is part of it being defective. So this coin here sold for over $125. A lot of people might think that's damage, however that really is a mint error taking place there. Now here for the 1916 D mint mark, now this coin is graded by PCGS at a Mint State 66. So that is going to give the coin its value. Now here on the front you see that F, that is not the mint mark. A lot of people think that's a mint mark, but it's not. People ask me that all the time. The mint mark is going to be here on the reverse under 5 cents. You see the D mint mark there under 5 cents? That is where the mint mark's going to be if it does have one. Now this coin sold for over $24,000 because of its high grade of a Mint State 66. Now here's the 1916 proof nickel. This is really cool as well. This is graded at a proof 68, so nearly close to a perfect grade, as the coin grading scale only goes up to 70. This is at a 68, and that's why the coin sold for over $43,000. $43,000. Could you imagine having one of those, man? I would be selling it, that's for sure. Now real quick, for the 1916S, this has got some amazing toning to it, but the coin is graded at a Mint State 67, which is going to give it, you know, a lot of value. This coin here sold for around $14,000. And again, here on the reverse, you can see that S mint mark below the words 5 cents. Now a couple coins that sold together. Now these coins are not in good condition at all. However, it's graded at about good 3. So it's also got a split after strike. So you can see that we got a front design here, an obverse design of the Indian head nickel or the buffalo nickel. And then here on the reverse, we don't see nothing. We don't see nothing. And this is actually because it was split after the strike. Now this coin also sold with this coin. So we have no front of this coin, which is gonna leave us dateless, no date on this buffalo nickel. But we have the reverse on this one. So that's really cool. They sold together, those two coins sold together for over $380. 380 bucks. But check out these other buffalo nickels that are also worth money. If you got a buffalo nickel, you want to turn it over to the back of the coin, the reverse of the coin, and see if it has any doubling, because there have been 1936 buffalo nickels that have a double die reverse. If you look there at the top image, you can see the states, the word states, United States is clearly doubled, most noticeably at the top of the lettering there. Now always look for it on E pluribus unum and on 5 cents at the bottom of the buffalo nickel as well. So we're gonna look at what some of these 1936 nickels have sold for. Now here is an example of a 1936 buffalo nickel that has that double die reverse that I just showed you guys. And this coin sold for over $1,500. Now keep in mind it does have a pretty high grade, so that will determine its value as well. Now if you do have a 1936 double die reverse and it's not in great condition, it's all wore out, it's not going to sell for as much, but you're probably most likely still going to make a profit on it if you just come across a buffalo nickel double die reverse. Now another thing to look for on the buffalo nickel is a repunched mint mark, and we're going to get more into that here in just 1 second. This is a Denver minted repunched mint mark. If you look to the left of the D and there in the middle of the D, you can obviously see that the D has been repunched. Now that will give the coin a little bit of value. Here's an example of a 1936 D that has that repunched mint mark, and this coin here sold for over $540. Now they also have repunched mint marks on the S mint mark, so the 1936 S buffalo nickel. You can clearly see the S being repunched in the two examples on the screen right now. And here is a 1936 S that has that repunched mint mark, and this nickel sold for over $820. Now I showed you doubling on the back of the coin. There's also a double die obverse doubling taking place on the front of the 1936 buffalo nickel, and you want to look for that on the lettering of the coin as well as on the date 1936 itself. Here's an example of a 1936 with that double die obverse doubling on the front of the nickel, and this nickel sold for over $2,100. It does have a pretty high grade though as well, so take that into consideration when valuing your coins. Here's the 1936D, famous 3.5 legs. Now if we take a look at this next image here, you can see the 3 legs. We got a top image and a bottom image there, and you can see that half the leg is missing. That is a very well-known thing to look for on the buffalo nickel. Now if we go to this coin here, 1936, it is pretty high grade, mint state 62. It does have the 3.5 legs. We look there on the reverse, we could see that the leg all the way to the left, and this coin sold for over $14,000. $14,000. This is a 1918 buffalo nickel, but if we zoom in there to the date, you will see that there is an 8 overlaying a 7. So what this is called is the 1918 date over the 7. The 8 is over the 7. So like I always say, get a cheap USB coin microscope. I got them on couchcollectibles.com. All the links are in the description of each video, and you will be able to zoom in close up on your nickels and be able to see things like this. Now in this video, I'm not showing you guys really high graded coins like mint state coins or anything like that. This is graded at an AU 58, which means about uncirculated 58. I got a whole coin grading video if you guys want to go check that out. Now this nickel here sold for over $25,000. $25,000. Next up is a 1924 S. Now this is a very nice buffalo nickel, guys. This coin here sold for over $2,400. Moving on to a 1925S. Now this is an RPM, a repunched mint mark. So the S mint mark on the back of the coin, I know you can't really see it on this image, but it is repunched. Now you guys want to check your mint marks and all the lettering and all that stuff for, you know, repunched mint marks and double dies and all the different errors that I talk about in my other coin videos. But this nickel here sold for over $2,300. Next up is a 1926S Buffalo nickel. It's graded at about uncirculated 58. Now this is a very nice coin as well, and that's why this coin again sold for over $2,500. Moving on to a 1935 double die reverse. That means that there's doubling taking place on the back of this coin. So if you look there at 5 cents, the word 5 cents, you can see doubling, most visible on the V of the word 5 there. And then, of course, always look for doubling on United States of America there at the top as well, and E pluribus unum. So always be on the lookout for that, because this coin is extremely valuable, guys. This nickel here sold for over $11,000. Moving on to a 1936D, a Denver minted buffalo nickel. Now this is at a very fine 20 grade. So like I said, not mint state coins or anything like that. But what makes this coin valuable is that this nickel here has 3.5 legs. So if you look there on the reverse of the nickel and you look at the first leg all the way to the left, closest to the buffalo's head, that's where you get the 3.5 legs. So the leg is partially missing there. Very simple error to look for on your 1936 buffalo nickels. Now this coin here sold for over $2,400. Moving on to a 1937 Denver minted buffalo nickel. Now this is a similar type of thing we got going on here. If you look on the reverse of this nickel, you will see that it only has 3 legs. One of the legs are missing, and that is what gives the coin a lot of value. Now higher graded coins with these types of errors, of course, will sell for a lot more. Lower graded, maybe damaged coins are going to sell for a lot less. But this particular coin here sold for over $2,400. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I will see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.